Hello, it's Debbie from acrylicpouring.com and I'm back today for a record pour. I thought today I would try and do several kind of mix and match techniques all in one painting and just see what happens. So I've got two sets of paints, cobalt blue and a turquoise. I've got a bright red and a magenta, a chrome yellow and a lemon yellow. I've also got a silver and a gold. And I'm going to try and do a swirl, but I'm going to do at the same time a double dirty pour in the same cup. So I'm going to mix a colour on each side and layer them. And then when it comes out, we may or may not end up with two different sides to our pour. So I thought it would be interesting to see. Hell, if it doesn't work out, it's just a little bit of paint, so I'm not worried about that. I'm going to start with a little bit of gold, and I'm going to cover the whole bottom of the cup with gold, because I love metallics in everything. And then I'm going to start off by layering the paints down each side. So I'm going to do a lemon yellow on half the cup, and then the chrome yellow on the other half the cup. Okay, now I'm going to put gold across the whole thing and then layer again, lemon yellow on the first half of the cup, chrome yellow on the other half. Okay, and then one more time with the gold across everything, and then lemon yellow and chrome yellow. So that's going to be hopefully my center colour. And now I'm going to do exactly the same with the magenta and the red, and then with the blue. I'm going to, between the magenta and the red, I'm going to continue with the gold, but for the blues, the two blue colours, I'm going to use silver in between because I think that would look nicer. So you don't need to hang around and watch me in full time. I'm going to carry on layering up my cup. I'll put it on fast forward and then I'll meet you back here in a little while. So my cup is ready, all my layers are in there, and I'm just going to carefully put that off to one side. Now normally if I do a swirl, I put like a float of paint for it to move on. I've only got just a tiny little bit of white left. So I'm going to put just a little bit of white in the center here as my float. And we will see what happens. There we go, that's all I've got. So that's all there's going to be. I'm just going to spread it out a little bit to the size of the label, just as our float to pour the other colours onto, and that will help them spread out a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to try and pour the cup where I've got my division of paint. I can't exactly see where that is very much now because one blue on the top is taken over, but I'm just going to kind of pour them and we will see what happens, whether we get any kind of separation. I'm also not even going to swirl. I'm just going to pour it as it comes. And let's see what happens. So at the moment all I'm getting is the dark blue. I can see that other turquoise colour in there, but it's hiding. It doesn't want to come out. Of course, we're, as much as I like to think I know what I'm doing, paint densities come into play. So if that turquoise paint was dark, more dense than some of the others, then as much as I like it to come out, it won't, it will stay in the cup. So now I can see I'm getting the red on the one side. So as I keep going, hopefully, I'm getting a little bit more magenta. and some red, so we'll see. No, it's not quite working out as I planned, that I'm getting red on one side, magenta on the other. But hopefully it's still going to look cool. Here comes some of my yellows, and the gold is coming now. It does look nice, and it also, without doing the swirl, just pouring it in the center like this, it makes it a bit easier, because I find it very hard sometimes to swirl. Okay, I think I'm going to make that enough, because I think I've got enough paint. So I've got some beautiful, beautiful colours, and I've got lots and lots of concentric rings here. So now what I'm going to try and do is spread them out nice and thin, so I really get to see all of the shapes that have developed. So I'm going to kind of do it slowly to start with. Take it round in a circle, just slowly, slowly, slowly as I start to expand it out, because I think with the swirl pours, the more you expand them, the more you can see all of the rings in the painting. For me, that's when it starts to look its best. So it looks kind of cool now, but I think the more I can expand it, the more cool it will look. But at the same time, I don't want to obviously lose all of the colour off the side. So let's see how we get on. You can see here when it's starting to stretch out, you get to see the lines in the swirl a lot more. And I think that silver is going to look really nice once it's dry. So now, as I've reached the side over here, I'm now going to start expanding it and just take it so that it's going over the side a little bit as we go. Slowly, slowly does it, so that I don't hopefully distort my shape too much. It's looking good. Looking very good. And I think these look really nice on records too. Of course they look good on squares, but the very nature of them, I think it works out perfectly for putting it on a round canvas. Wow, this is looking really nice. I'm very, very happy with this. Okay, let's get going a little bit more. Slowly, slowly. Oh. I'm losing my shape just a little bit because this side is pushing a little bit onto this one, so it's not as round as it was. But I think I can keep going a bit more. I just need to take the paint off this side. There we go. So at this point I've got my entire surface covered, and now we can concern ourselves with composition. So I really like all of these colours, and I think it looks really good as it is. So I don't want to move it back too much because I've got almost like a third and 2/3, but I am going to move this back just a little bit this way. Excuse me. I've got a few little thin bits on the edge over here, which is where it first started to go over the edge. So now I've got it looking how I like it. I'm just going to take it just that little bit more back, move these colours a bit more into the centre, and just take that a little bit over the edge, just enough to cover. And as I stretch it out a little bit more, as more paint goes over the edge, the lines stretch out that little bit more, and we get to see more of the details in the pour. So let's take a look. So there we go. Look at those lovely colours. So, so bright, so vibrant. The contrast between the red and the blue and all of the silver in here is going to look so, so good when it's dried. That's all silver just there. And then we get all of these other brighter bits, and just here, wow, this is all red and gold. That again is going to look absolutely fabulous. And then as it changes from the red and the gold, it goes over to this part with the blue and the silver. And I've just got enough little cells popping up through to make it look interesting, but without, you know, crazy overdoing it with all the cells. So I think this one has been really successful. I'm absolutely delighted with that, and I encourage you hopefully to do something similar. Get your bright colours out. There's nothing better than painting with bright colours to give yourself a nice happy day. So I'm going to dry it up and varnish it and show you what it looks like when it's finished. So here it is finished, varnished, dried, and ready to go into my Etsy store. You can see the lovely shine on the surface of the record there. And I have to say, this one is a stunner. The lines and the colours in it are just fabulous. This section here, it's almost too glossy for you to be able to see it, but the gold is fabulous. And then around this side, there's lots of silver, just the details in this pour. And all of the metallics, the gold here, it's just fabulous. It's absolutely beautiful. So thank you very much again for watching my videos. I really appreciate it when you leave comments, and if you subscribe to the channel, don't forget to hit that little bell icon so that you'll be notified of all of my new videos. Thanks again very much for watching.